Hi everyone, and welcome to Jane Talks Real. It's Slayer Sunday, where I'll be talking about and reviewing all the episodes of Buffy the Vampire Slayer in order. Today I'm looking at Season 3, Episode 9, The Wish. We begin the episode with Buffy getting strangled by Squidward here until Willow gives her a knife, and it goes down pretty quickly. And Willow is dressed like a minion. Again. Buffy tells the others that she's worried about Faith being distant lately, and Xander says he's had no luck with getting Cordelia to talk to him, and I don't blame her. She's currently setting fire to old photos while listening to Xander's begging messages in our one and only look at her room. And into the credits we go. Willow is twitching out by Oz's locker, waiting for him to show, while Cordelia and her makeover walks into school and is greeted by Harmony, who introduces her to a new student, Anya. Harmony appears to be being nice, until she throws her at Jonathan and makes fun of her. Sod off, Harmony! Willow finally sees Oz and approaches him, but he's not interested in hearing a copy-paste apology and asks for space and time. But she keeps babbling, so Oz calls her out.
But I told you what I need. So I can't help feeling like the reason you want to talk is so you can feel better about yourself.
Cordelia sees Xander coming down the hall, so fakes making out with this guy, but he basically calls her a loser, and a dejected Cordelia runs into Anya. Wait, what the fuck is this poster? That's nightmare-inducing. Anya says she's been looking for Cordelia because Harmony has been driving her crazy, and they chat about what an ass Xander is. Speaking of, he's at the Bronze later, fake laughing at Buffy and Willow in an attempt to make Cordelia jealous, who's hanging with Anya and some guys. Buffy follows Cordelia outside to encourage her to talk to her as a friend, but they're jumped by a vampire, and after he knocks Cordelia into the trash, Buffy finishes him off. Cordelia decides, after Harmony laughs at her, that the root cause of all this is Buffy herself, so she vents to Anya about it the next day. So she lends Cordelia her necklace for good luck. Anya tries to refocus the blame on Xander, but Cordelia wishes that Buffy had never come to Sunnydale, and oop, it's done. The area around Cordelia is now a lot less friendly, and her wound is gone, so Cordelia assumes that Anya was acting like a good fairy.
A scary, veiny, good fairy.
She goes inside and Harmony is her best friend again. Dude from earlier asks her out and she's told of her overwhelming popularity. But in class, everyone but Cordelia is wearing dark colours and the teacher mentions a monthly memorial. Cordelia shrugs it off and ignores the impending curfew, inviting her friends to the Bronze. But Harmony scolds her for her sick joke and choice of outfit, and Cordelia pretends she'd bumped her head to gain more information. She asks about Willow and Xander, hoping that they're both miserable, only to be told they're both dead. Well, this is awkward. Cordelia goes to get in her car, only to find it gone, and the janitor reminds her that students aren't allowed to drive, so she's forced to walk home after sundown. Cordelia runs into Xander, who's acting weird, and she tells him that they need to find Buffy, but then Willow shows up and Cordelia is pissed that they're still a couple.
I wish us into Bizarro Land and you guys are still together?
Xander is revealed to be a vampire, no surprise, and even though she doesn't get her fangs out right now, I'm going to count Willow's transformation along with Xander's, and yes, I will be counting deaths in the Wishverse, and I'll explain why at the end. Xander chases Cordelia down, but a van pulls up with Giles, Oz, Larry, and some girl rushing to the rescue. The girl mentions an interesting point that vampires are attracted to bright colours, which is why everyone's been dressed in such drab clothing. And then we see the Bronze, which is a vampire hotspot, where this girl, who, contrary to popular belief isn't Faith, is getting eaten. There's a lot of screaming going on inside, but no visible deaths I can see, and hey, it's the Master, with Mark Metcalf making his first appearance since Prophecy Girl. He offers Willow a snack, which she gladly takes, while Xander tells him of Cordelia's weird behaviour and talk of Buffy. The Master is mad about this complication, because an operation is taking place in a couple of days, and orders them both to find and kill her. Cordelia wakes up and rambles on to Giles about the Wish and Buffy, but when he turns his back, Willow and Xander strike, with the pair of them biting the shit out of Cordelia. Giles busts out of the cage as Oz and Larry rush in announcing that Rando Girl is dead, but nope, I don't care. Giles orders Cordelia's body tossed in the incinerator, but first removes Anya's necklace, because if the world's gonna end, you might as well grave rob, am I right? The Master is very happy that his vamps killed Cordelia, so Willow asks to play with the puppy, which turns out to be Angel, who she tortures. while Giles rings Buffy's watcher in Cleveland, asking them to send the Slayer to Sunnydale as a matter of urgency. He excitedly tells Oz and Larry that the necklace he yoinked off Cordelia belongs to a demon who grants wishes called Anya, and realization hits them.
Okay, the entire world sucks because some dead ditz made a wish?
And Giles heads home to research further. On his way home, Giles comes across a mass kidnapping, so he steps in to help, only to get himself attacked.
But here comes Buffy. And let me tell you, I have struggled with this scene because we only hear 2 definitive dustings. One male yell that isn't Giles, but no dusting sound to accompany it. And here, Buffy steps into the scene, grabs a 4th vampire, drags them out again. There's 4 vampires but 2 dustings, so what is happening here? I have no idea. I'll get back to you by the time I get to the kills.
Giles' book learning reveals that by destroying Anyanka's power center, they can reverse all the wishes and make her mortal. But he doesn't know what that power center is. Although it seems pretty obvious that it's the necklace, that's the first thing I'd smash. And then we could knock off 10 minutes early. But Buffy has a different strategy.
Why not just put a stake through her heart?
She's not a vampire.
Well, you'd be surprised how many things that'll kill.
Giles says he doesn't want to kill her, but Buffy is skeptical about the whole "there's a better world out there" thing, and decides she'll take on the Master before heading back to Cleveland. She wanders into the Bronze, past the body of some dude, where she finds Angel in the basement, who recognizes her. He says that he waited for her when the Master rose, but she never came, and offers to take her to the factory. But she's like, nope, when she finds out he's a vampire. But he shows her his chest of boo-boos he wants kissing better. At the factory, the Master is rambling on about his latest business venture, while Oz and Larry are stuck listening to it with a bunch of other meatbags. And while Giles summons a pissed off Anya, one of those meatbags, a former friend of Cordelia's, gets incapacitated and shoved into a machine which drains her of all her blood. Buffy attacks and Angel releases the prisoners, where Oz arms himself and appears to stake someone, but it's off screen and cuts away too quickly for me to count. Anya starts kicking Giles' ass, and we get to see Buffy versus Willow, and then Xander, but trying to protect her, Angel gets caught in the crossfire. We get Anya's voiceover about how much she likes the world Cordelia created, while everything goes in slow-mo, which will hopefully make counting these damn kills easier to do. Buffy stakes Xander, while Oz takes out Willow, and what the fuck, there are 3 bodies back there. And while Brown Sweater seems to be still putting up a fight, Baseball Cap here looks like he's out of the game. I don't know what Ugly Shirt is doing by these barrels, but this blonde woman looks dead. Giles grabs Anya's necklace, and there's another body in the background as the Master and Buffy fight. Anya asks Giles why he thinks the other world is any better.
Because it has to be.
Okay, Barrel Guy hasn't moved, and the Master breaks Buffy's neck, fulfilling the prophecy in the Codex seen in the Season 1 finale. Just as Giles smashes the necklace, and we rejoin Cordelia wishing for stuff. But now she's mortal and Cordelia no longer has the necklace, Anya is powerless to oblige. Okay, so Season 3 hits us with another amazing episode. This one sees Anya be introduced, who will go on to be a much-loved character, and the whole Wishverse idea is bloody awesome. Having one element change the whole world is cool, and I love how the characters we know well took on other characters' personas. Buffy becoming Faith, Willow and Xander becoming Drusilla and Spike, and Oz and Larry becoming Willow and Xander. Giles, Angel and the Master all stayed pretty similar, and it was nice to see Mark Metcalf back, although I kinda wish Luke and Darla had made a cameo. Seeing a dark view of the world was ironically kind of fun, and I liked the added touches of things like the dark clothing, the bronze being for vampires, and also Cordelia, who was set up to be the main focus of the episode, getting killed off just over halfway through. Giles once again was the emotional centre of the episode, and I liked how he took Cordelia's pre-death ramblings as a glimmer of hope and took a leap of faith that Cordelia's reality had to be better than his own. I'm kinda digging Larry teaming up with Oz and Giles, and I wonder what trail of events led him to joining the team. But maybe it's as simple as watching all of his friends die. I think Nancy was a throwaway character who could have been cut out entirely or kept through to the episode's conclusion, rather than having an off-screen and glossed over death. But I'm just being picky because this episode was awesome. Although if I am gonna nitpick, it seems counterproductive to not allow the students to drive, because surely if there was a curfew an hour after school and the sun sets quite quickly, then it makes more sense to allow the kids to drive home and be safe, rather than have them walk home and get jumped in the dark like Cordelia did. I would have loved to have known if the mayor was still the mayor in the Wishverse and if Snyder was still principal. But like I said, I love this episode, and I'd forgotten just how great Season 3 could be. Right, now on to the hot mess of the deaths. As I said, I'm counting the Wishverse deaths because even though it's an alternate reality, we revisit it in another episode, which shows that that particular world continues to exist. And besides, if I didn't, we'd be adding 1 demon and 1 vampire to the list, and that's boring. Now, I've tried to stick to my own rules as best I can, but sometimes I'm just going to have to make an executive decision on things, even if it bends those rules on occasion. So we have 22 deaths for this episode. 1 demon, the squid dude killed at the beginning by Buffy. 13 humans, the Faith lookalike killed outside the bronze. This chick who Willow snacked on. Cordelia, who Willow and Xander double-teamed, and not in the good way. Some rando dude in the bronze killed by some vampires. Cordelia's friend, who was basically put into a saw trap. 3 bodies, 1 still in the process of being eaten. Baseball cap who lost his fight. Blonde woman and barrel dude who has died in the weirdest fucking position. A blink and you'll miss it pair of legs in the background. And finally, Buffy, who got killed once again by the Master. Our 2 transformations are Xander and Willow, who we knew as human in one reality at least, so they count, and 6 vampires.
The vampire at the beginning that pushed Cordelia into the garbage, killed by Buffy.
2 vampires that attacked Giles that were killed by Buffy, and trust me, I went over and over this section, deciding whether to count 2, as we only hear 2 dustings, or 4, as Buffy definitely grabs a 4th vampire and all of them are gone in the next shot. But I'm going to work with, if in doubt, don't count, as the other 2 could have just run off, so I'm only counting the 2 definites. Then we have Angel, who was crossbowed by Xander. Xander, who was retaliation staked by Buffy, and finally Willow, who was sent off by Oz. So that lot rockets our running total to 31 humans, 3 transformations, 25 vampires, and 8 demons. So there you have it. That was The Wish. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, or come say hi on social media. If you enjoyed this video, then please hit that like button, it really does mean a lot. Or consider subscribing if you want more videos like this one. Thank you so much for watching, I'll speak to you soon, and don't let the vampires bite.